guys, how are you? So today I decided to do something different, and my topic for today, as you could see, is love language. Now, what is love language? One may ask. Well, love language is basically how you profess your love or you show your love to a significant other, a family, your friend, your aunt, your sister, your brother, whoever it is. So what I want to say is there's multiple different ways on how to express your love to people, and I think we should all come to accept the fact that one can show love but the other does not show it the same way, and that's where it actually comes together, where it's like, okay, how do I know if this person loved me? And the thing is, you could actually have someone that really loves you, but you just don't know it, or you're saying that they don't just because they don't show you the love the way how you show to them. Now, let's say, for example, your way of showing your love to someone is by literally saying them every day, I love you. Or by sending them message and be like, hey, I love you, or you express your feeling about them or your feeling towards them, and that's how you show your love. However, that's not the way how somebody else showed their love to you, and they could love you. They could really love you. And the reason why I decided to do this is because this is something that I realized within myself, that that's something I was actually going through for a while. And with me and my spouse, I am the type of person that's very expressive. I will express everything to you. I will tell you how handsome you are, how beautiful you are, how much you mean to me. I will do all of that. But in return, it's different. I know he loves me. I know that for a fact. Not because he says I love you, but his action shows that he loved me. And how I realize how he loved me is the fact that I see patterns of the things that he does. Now, he's not an expressive person. And I know society let us think like, oh, they're not expressive, they're not telling you how they feel, they're not showing you off, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. It doesn't mean that they don't love you. Sometimes they don't. So you just have to know the difference between knowing when the person actually loves you and when they're just fronting. But that he really shows me love different from how I show him love. And the first thing he said to me when I met him was, I am not an expressive person. Like, I'm not used to saying this and saying that. Like, I am his first actual relationship, so he doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I don't want to say he doesn't know what he's doing, but certain things he's just not open. And he overall, he's not an open person, because I've met his family and they already told me straight up, like, he's not the type of person to just come out and be very expressive with you. But I got that out of him. I actually got him to a point where he starts telling me, things, but not saying exactly like, oh, I love you, but he would say, like, he would make adjustments, like he would do a little thing here and there, and that's how I know, like, he's really trying. However, so I realize his pattern, and the way how he shows that he loves me is by spending time with me. And I know it's gonna seem crazy because it's like, oh, but I live with my partner, or I live with this, or, but you have to realize people could live with you but not spend time with you. And that's what I want you guys to understand. I could live with you and not spend one single time with you. I could be around you and not talk to you. And that's the difference. He actually spends time with me. Like, he literally do the small things. Like, he knows, like kisses on my face, on my neck, on, like, he knows the things to do to really show me. And when he does, I'm like, oh, he loves me. Like, you could feel it. And then the look in his eyes also, it shows that he loves me. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, you really have to understand the difference between you showing your love to someone and someone else showing their love to you. It doesn't mean they don't love you. Trust me. It took me a while to figure this out, because I was always saying to myself, well, why is he not, And then I realized to myself, not everyone shares the same perspective on how to show love. I need you guys to understand that. Now, so the next time you're around your spouse or around a family member or around whoever it is, and you think they don't love you, try to figure out their pattern. Their pattern could be the simplest things, like the things you're probably not even think of. Or you probably were like, that's not it. But try to think of the little patterns that he actually does do. It's so simple. Sometimes it could be super simple, but all I'm saying is just figure out what it is, the pattern that he's like, okay, this person is really showing me how they, and you have to be very visual to see these things, because you're going to always have in your head. And this is what I got to say to you: stop letting society tell you how a person should love you. Stop letting society tell you how to love a person. You need to know what works for you, and you need to know what works for your partner. If your partner is showing you that, if your partner is a person that's very expressive, you might not be. It doesn't mean that you don't love the person. It just goes to show that you express your love for the person completely differently. And it's very unfair for that person to think that you don't love them. And it's very unfair for that person to say, oh, yeah, whatever. You read all these memes on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on TikTok, on all these platforms, and you're trying to put yourself in the position, even if it doesn't fit. You're trying to put yourself like, oh yeah, this person never did this, or this person never do that, or this person didn't talk to me this way, or oh, this is so cute, this person never did that for me, so it means that they don't love me. It means that they don't care for me. No, no, this is not a society relationship. This is you and your person's relationship. You have to understand the difference. You have to understand the person. And this is why it's really important to know the type of person you're with, to know the type of person you're laying with, to know the type of person you're being intimate with, to know the type of person you're spending your time and your value. Listen, time is so valuable. You don't want to be spending your time with just every and anybody. People suck time from you. It's energy draining. It drains you so much. You're trying to figure out what the heck. So I need you to look into yourself. I need you to look into yourself really hard and think to yourself, how do I know I love this person? Better yet, I need you to ask yourself, how do I express my love to this person? And then I need you to ask yourself again, how does this person express their love to me? Does it mean they don't love me? Yes, no. Now, it's very tricky because people could show you, and people could show you the like, oh, like they don't listen. You have to know the difference between when a person cares and when a person don't care. I don't want you guys to take this message out of context. I don't want you to think like, oh, they're not telling me they're loving me, they're not expressing their feeling, they're not. It's patterns. You have good patterns and bad patterns, and we all know life is good and bad. So you have to be smart enough to know what it is, or what exactly is this person trying to say, or how is this person trying to show me that they care or they love me, or whatever the case is. You need to figure that within yourself. So I'm just going to leave this on a note of, figure out the pattern, if it's a good pattern or if it's a bad pattern. Figure it out. Not everybody shows love the same way. Not everybody's as expressive as you are. Not everybody's as romantic as you are. And yes, I know we would love for a guy to be so romantic. We would love for our girlfriends to be so romantic. Like, I know we would love for it to happen. But people are very romantic in different ways, and you just have to know how. And you just really have to know how they're romantic. You need to know what works for them, and you need to figure out the person. As I said, like, you need to figure out the person that you're with. And figuring them out also goes into meeting family members. That's how you're going to know the type of person you're dealing with. Because listen, you could meet me, I could tell you all the great things about me. But you know who really knows what's going on? Your family members. Sometimes they will lie to you and be like, oh, yeah, you ain't stupid. You know wrong from right. You ain't stupid. That's all I can say. You are not stupid. So the next time you express your love to your spouse or whoever it is, and they don't show it exactly how you want them to, ask them. And you could ask them the question, how do I know you love me? If they cannot tell you how they know they love you, then you know that's bullshit. If you could ask them, how can you show me? What are the things you could show me that I know that you love me? So next time when you show it, I could be like, okay, yeah, this person loves me. You have to ask these questions. You might think it sounds silly, but you have to ask these questions. That's the only way you're gonna know. You don't want to look stupid. You don't want to be in a long relationship trying to figure out, okay, what's going on, or does this person? You don't need to listen. Nobody got time for that. Really, nobody ain't got time for none of these BS. Okay, so ask yourself, how can I show my spouse I love them? If you're in a position where your spouse feels as if you don't love them, ask yourself, how can I show my spouse I love them? And then I want you to also ask your spouse, how do I know? How can you tell me? How can you show me that you love me? I want you guys to think that out. So if you guys want to hear more on the different types of love languages, or the different ways how people show their love languages, let me know. All right, so I hope this did help some of you guys a lot. It's something that's been on my mind, so I'm like, let me just record it and upload it. So let me guys know what you think. Let me guys know what you want to hear next, and I'll see you guys again.